It's not very often that I wear the national colors of Canada here, loud and proud. But as tomorrow is Canada Day, in fact, tomorrow is Canada's 150th birthday. We thought we'd deck ourselves out in the national red here. Good afternoon, it's Brandon Devonish from i3D Themes with this week's Interactive number 43, where we share what we're passionate about and what we've been working on here in the i3D Themes Design and Code Labs this week. So yeah, Canada's 150th birthday. It's much like Independence Day in the States, which is of course coming up in a few days as well. Fewer eagles and stars and stripes and more beavers, maple syrup, and apologies. Sorry. In any case, we're going to be having a fantastic time this weekend. We are going to be taking Monday off as in lieu of the holiday tomorrow, and we'll be back here for Tuesday. If you're taking Tuesday off, we probably won't hear from you, but then again, maybe we will, or we'll talk to you on Wednesday. So what's been going on here in the i3D Themes Design and Code Labs? Well, with Colin, he pretty much finished up Cinematic on Wednesday and just waiting for me to review it. Twiddling his thumbs going, Brandon, come on. And I only got a chance to look at it on Friday. We do this sort of thing when a design has been completed and basically trade it off to a different set of eyes to see if there's anything else that just needs to be finalized. And in fact, there are just a few small things, and so it's going to be probably Wednesday next week or Thursday next week, and we'll have that in the catalog. It's looking fantastic. And so how does the week look for the Code Lab? Well, Monday was fantastic. Lots of progress on the WordPress Accelerator plugin. Tuesday came around and it wasn't too bad as well. At the end of Tuesday, we had a notification, one of our clients that had their WordPress site offline. It turned out that they had an incursion. A hacker had gotten in and put some malicious code in. Now this has been a recurring thing that we've been seeing quite a bit. We've seen this over a number of years, but basically what happens is somebody gains access to your WordPress site and they upload some malicious files and then they do something. Either sending out spam or mining for bitcoins or all sorts of other things, sending out phishing emails, attacking other websites. So what can you do to protect yourself? Well, first thing you can do is make sure you're using a really strong password for your WordPress site. Very, very important. Not your girlfriend or boyfriend's name. It's got to be something upper, lowercase, lots of different special characters, and it's not like this long, but like this long. Use a password vault of some sorts if you don't want to memorize that password, or just have your browser remember it. If you forget it, it's okay. You can always click the Forgot Password tool and retrieve your password. So that's the most important thing. You also need to make sure that you're using HTTPS now. So HTTPS is the protocol for a secured page. It's what your banking has always used. And now it's pretty much free. You can get it for free if your web hosting environment supports it. We've been talking about this for the last few weeks. Let's Encrypt is an open certificate authority. We use it with our web hosting. And basically with a click of a button, you can have HTTPS, or what used to be called SSL, but is now using TLS as the protocol. You can get that. So that's the second thing you can do. The third thing that is actually probably more important than password almost is making sure your WordPress installation is up to date. And if you're running WordPress 4.1, but somewhere in there, they actually do automatic updates. So it's really, really important to make sure your system has been up to date. Check your plugins, see if there's any updates available for those. There's been a couple plugins out there that have had some pretty serious security holes, such as RevSlider. If you're using RevSlider, a couple others, just do a Google search on security patches for any of the plugins that you have, and apply those patches. Themes. Your WordPress theme may have a security hole. Make sure that it is up to date as well. With our themes, we haven't had any issues in the 10 years that we've been building themes. We use pretty solid practices, but it doesn't hurt to make sure your theme code is also up to date. What else can you do? Well, those are the core things, but you can also install a WordPress plugin called WordFence. It's kind of like an application firewall. It's free to use. I would recommend installing that. If your web hosting platform supports Mod Security, it's another web application firewall, but it runs actually on the server itself. That's also good to have installed. So recommend doing that because it'll save you a lot of time, a lot of headache in the event that you do get hacked. You're going to either have to clean it up yourself or you're going to have to hire somebody like us to do it, and it can be pretty expensive. Okay, so anyways, that we had to deal with a website that had happened to, unfortunately, and that was due to password security in that particular situation. And then later on Tuesday night, there's all this talk about a malware attack across the internet. And that was shutting down companies and affecting government institutions. And I was like, I know. Windows has been nagging me to do an update for a while now. I guess I should run that. So the very last thing on Tuesday, ran the update, came into work early, bright and early, 5:30 on Wednesday. And wouldn't you know it, the installation did not go as planned. I run 4 monitors. The reason I run 4 monitors is I usually have multiple tasks running at the same time, monitoring servers, grabbing information from one browser window to another. I multitask quite a bit, and that's how I get a lot of work done in a quick amount of time. Well, Windows decided that my Windows driver, or my monitor drivers, just weren't good enough anymore, because they do that. And so I was left with one single monitor. And, well, you might say, boo-hoo. Yeah, you know, most people survive on one monitor, but when it's like having 3 of your limbs chopped off and you're left with one. It's a bit of a challenge. It took 11 hours for me to get the other drivers finally working, so not a very productive day. Anyways, by Thursday, much more productive day. I got some more work done on the Accelerator WordPress plugin. Of course, Monday was really great progress there. Again, on Thursday and on Friday today, making huge headway at the interface for the WordPress plugin. We also were able to get the system fetching the Google page speed score for every page or post within the site this week. So things are coming along very, very nicely. So between the Accelerator system and the cinematic website design that Colin's been working on, it's been actually a very good week without that little blip in the middle there. In any case, we hope you have a very fantastic, safe, and happy holiday. If you're celebrating here in North America, you're either going to be celebrating Canada Day, or Independence Day, so anyways, we'll talk to you again next week. As I said, we're taking Monday off here, but we will be back on Tuesday. And so we'll talk to you again next week. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a nice day.